Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Back at Minfilia, and let's continue our main quest finally. Truly, there has been no rest for Arari. Scarce have I begun to make myself home when I received a request for assistance from Amagina and Sons mineral concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifests were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the Concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. That can't be good. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. The brass blades charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone within the concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by the lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of mere monetary value. If there's even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest but in the service of a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Stoller when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fear proves unfounded when you do. Luckily, there's a port point, so... Is Stoller? Over there. Ah, Serenia. Your assistance is most welcome. I've already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might be better spent in conversation with the Volupa. He's the officer charged with leading the investigation, and I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. Oh, hello there, Serenia, was it? Your Stoller said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the Royal's elegant Sunway. Alas, my colleagues had no mount with which to give chase. However, our scouts have reported seeing a cart of the same description bound for Eastern Tunnelan. These could be our thieves, don't you think? We must inform Stoller at once. Maybe, maybe not. A speeding carriage. That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning. Yet the Amaja do have a foothold in Eastern Fanalan. Thancred is already afield with a unit of brass blades. I shall instruct him to take up a position to the east of the Beastman encampment. Pray join him there. Okay. Eastern Fanalan. So, Thancred, what do we have? Ah, Serenia, for once it is you who is fashionably late. We seized the errant carriages and its excitable coachman not long ago. In all my years I have never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The blades were calling it one of the greatest... certainly not. The coachman had no hand in the crystal thefts, and judging by my survey of their encampment, neither did the Amalja. But let's discuss this in Stoller's presence, shall we? I see you back in Horizon. Okay, so this is not what we were looking for. Back to Horizon. Hopefully, we have better lead. Because so far this is not going very good. And so we find ourselves back where we began. What have I overlooked? Against all expectation, it would seem the Amalja are innocent in this particular aspect of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the store of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that we're dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were to their profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think about what that might be, I shall inform Urianji of our progress, or lack thereof. They don't need to be in service of Ifrit, right? It could be another primal, but...
Now then. Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
That was Urianji's way of saying, don't be a perv.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
No one? No one who's there? Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking Fufulupa's brain again. Who knows, if we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within. And what of the breastplates of the blows? Can you say for certain that none were involved? To be honest, I cannot. I have done my utmost to purge corruption from our ranks since Captain Baldwin was brought to justice, but those who remain, well, let's just say there are many whose wants exceed their wealth. I fear the presence of a traitor would go some way to explain how a thief's activities escaped our notice for so long. That would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well founded, Fufulupa. Indeed, if for reasons of security the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another locations, their plans would be discovered the moment the breastplates were informed. Ah, but such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves be as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to... let us say a lone Mikote miner traveling without escort, so as not to attract undue attention. But I see, yes, the concern may well elect to do that. But to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed. This miner would certainly need to rest upon the way. Mayhap north of a bridge to Hamalea? A fine spot for a rest, would you not agree, Serenia? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Forgive me, my friends, but I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you can prepare to offer them some encouragement. See you. Okay, a trap. Purple smoke means that will probably work. Standing watch, standing watch, standing watch, standing watch. Unknown Ravager. Kill them all. More Ravagers? I'm dying in this godforsaken hello. Looks good, Yestola. Stop on to the last, as expected. You are unharmed? A gang of sea wolf thieves and Infernal no less. I suppose that's the first time for everything. Sea wolves? All of them? Aye, and all with the same taste in facial tattoo. Blue, in case you are wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Serpent weavers. Fancrit, if you would be so good as to attend to the outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. To Horizon, man. For Voluba, we want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. That will probably be serpent weavers. The thralls of Leviathan. When you started in Limsa Lominsa, you will already have met them, or if you did the Sargin beast tribe. On behalf of the Breastplate of Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. But we have not been idle. While you were feared, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then, by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with a fellow in private. No, I'm afraid that will not be possible. We gladly here managed to subdue the unit of blades dispatched to detain him and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... How did he manage that exactly? You may haven't been summoning the summoners we conversated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong, a sea wolf, Luminson born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him, and you have my word on that. I see. Pray keep me apprised of any developments. Yes, she's standing right next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try look a little disappointed, or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? Ah. Not. Mother of Exiles. The Understandant bid me tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Elfino awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion or incident. I'm not privy to the details. While we do whatever it is that Alphino has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our traitorous blast blade, and when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. Okay, commotion. Has that something to do with people we saw arriving? Wait, down there. I do. You're late. No matter, I know where our visitors are headed. From what I've been able to gather, this vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. Are you familiar with Doma? Yes? In Ifrit? While it's like the rest of the nation of the Eastern Continent, it is ruled by the Guardians. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale. And more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be foolish not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Uldahn. Unless I'm mistaken, and I'm rarely mistaken, we will find the Domans bickering with the Sultan's swan on the royal promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume they may be being pursued by some. And if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Uldahn. Well, at least he appreciates me. Okay, and back to Uldahn. Let's send left and right here. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. I understand, good sir. We have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell on deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope you will find me more to your liking. Alphen Olivier, at your service. A friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique in this part of the world at least. Few indeed are your allies in Uldahn, yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourself to a wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associate at the Quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there's aught we can do to help.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Uldahn are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Uldahn is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Uldahn unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
If I may, madam, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much, desperation compels me. Good madam, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Maybe Momody can help? Hell, so why didn't you say so sooner, Serenia? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow. See, just send word they couldn't come, meaning I got a boatload of foodstuff and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go and call on Fridui and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Okay, Sapphire Avenue Exchange. She's in the business of feeding refugees now? I ain't normally want to question Mistress Momody's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man that can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Yeah, but the problem with refugees is they have no established life. My, that's another odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions? You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They start to expect it, you mark my words. People. We didn't give you any trouble, did we? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. Yugiri. I dared not hope for such magnanimity, much less expected. Mistress Momody is generous indeed. Okay, but the following cutscene we see next episode. Until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.